What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to Yapping with Jelly. That is me. Hi, nice to meet you. Um, the last couple of days I've really wanted to yap, and I have talked a lot the last couple of days. Actually, I've had quite a bit of social interaction, which normally after social interaction I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to talk anymore. But so many things keep coming up that I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. And then I sit down to talk about it and I'm like, I forgot. I don't know. I don't know where I was going. I don't know what's going on. So one thing that keeps coming up quite a bit, which you might have to bear with me on this on how to explain it because it's a little bit tricky sometimes. Is you have the ability to change for yourself, and the only person who can do that is yourself. Now, as I'm talking, I may find a better way to explain that, but I am a very firm believer on if you want to do something and if you want to succeed at something, or if you want to, change your life or something, you can 100% do that if you put your mind to it. You know? What I really dislike is when people complain about something that they can change, but then they don't change it. You know what I mean? They'll put themselves into a position that's shit. They'll stay in that position. They will complain about that, situation that they're in. And then the people around them will go, well, what if you did this or what if you did that? And they're like, yeah, probably. Then they stay there. And then they can keep complaining about it. I'm like, you when people are like, oh, I hate my job, I really dislike it, and it just stresses me out all the time. Which, okay, to be fair, jobs are stressful, everything is stressful. It's how you deal with that stress and how you manage it, but that's a different conversation for another day. Change jobs. Yes, it is daunting. Yes, it is absolutely terrifying sometimes, and it's scary. Change jobs. Or when people just complain about their relationship that they're in, you don't have to stay there, right? You can leave. You can break up with them. Or when they're like, oh, my friend is treating me so shitty at the moment, then stop being friends with them. I don't understand it. Anyways, but on that same kind of note, is that if you want to succeed in something and you put your mind to it, you can succeed in it and you can do it. I have full faith in that. So whenever I am dancing weirdly or singing so out of tune, I will then turn around to the people near me and be like, I'm gonna be a pop star one day. I do it full out of jokes, right? Because obviously I'm it's after I've done something so untalented. And I I remember I was at work at one of my old jobs and I was just singing at the back, and then the boss was kind of there just giggling, and I turned to him and I was like, I'm gonna be a pop star one day, Steve. And he goes, don't quit your day job. Just as kind of a funny little joke. But then I remember saying it to someone recently, and they're like, do you know what, you probably could be. And I was like, do you know what, I probably could. If I put my mind to it, I probably could. Am I the best singer? No, I am not. But I've also never really done singing lessons. So, I could go to singing lessons. I really want to be very creative with my life, and I am quite a creative person at times as well. And I love music. I adore music. So, I've written poems before. But, if I put my mind to it and, I use social media to my advantage and I use, connections to my advantage, obviously having certain connections and having certain ins into the industries that you would like to be obviously will help you out and will get you that step further. But if I was to like really put my mind to it, I could probably do it. Because why not? And like, I am a very strong and firm believer in if you put your mind to something, that you can do it. And so that's one thing that's like really kept me going through the start of my like university study, is that if I can put my mind to it, I can do it. It is just getting that focus and getting that mindset, which I'm struggling with. But I am also working on that, because study is very different to being creative and very different to working, which has been my life, has been working and like creativity for like the past 4 years. So then going back to study has been a very big change and a very big difference. That would be a whole another conversation for another day as well. But I just wanted to like touch on that for a second. My butterfly is falling out a little bit. I got these cute little butterfly clips, and I am like using every excuse I possibly can to wear them, because I think they are so freaking adorable. And I want to start wearing more things in my hair. I want to start like doing more pretty things, because why not? It's so fun and it's so cute, and I love it. And I never had this stuff when I was a kid, so I'm just like healing my inner child with this. Anyways, that was a full different. But back to putting your mind to something. Yeah, I'm a very big, strong believer. Oh my gosh, English today. I've also had a little bit of alcohol. And I am a very lightweight, because I don't drink very much. And I haven't eaten a whole lot today. I've had food, just not enough to absorb alcohol to a better capability than what it should be. And also, I'm a little bit sleep deprived. Just a little bit. Oh, lordy lord, I need to go to bed. It's not even that late. Well, depends on what you call it's late, to be honest. I was actually like thinking about this the other day. I'm a very much of a night owl. I can stay up, you know, till the early hours of the morning. And I think it is because I have always found peace in the night. Once everything is turned off, everybody's gone to bed, everybody is quiet, and everybody then kind of goes into their own head. Now okay. How do I how do I explain this without sounding crazy? When people are like awake and are around me, I can feel their energy. Little backstory. This is maybe a bit of a swap around to try and talk and figure out. I was a very anxious kid, so I was always trying to assess people's emotions and to figure out where they were, because I lived in and around a lot of people who had very emotional outbursts constantly towards me, not quite aimed at me, but around me, to the point where I struggled to not I struggled. I didn't show my emotions, and I didn't have emotional outbursts because everybody around me did, and because I had to be the person that calmed everyone down and became the peacemaker and the peacekeeper. And so I learnt to assess people's emotions and feelings quickly at a young age, which when I then kind of grew up a little bit more, that then became almost a subconscious thing. So, and it wasn't just like looking around and assessing, okay, well, that person has a frown on their face, they're angry. It then became feeling. Now, this is where my spiritual side kicks in a little bit, because to protect my body and my energy will reach out to the people around me to assess their energy. But instead of stopping there, I will then kind of take some of their energy in. Say we've got my beanbag here, right? And I want to feel the texture of it to assess, whether it's going to be hot or cold, or if it's shaking, if it's vibrating, if it's still or solid, that kind of thing. So you would go up and you would just touch it, and that would be it, and you would know what it is, and you take your hand off and it'd be fine. I would go that step further, and I would insert my hand into it and pull up a ball of those little styrofoam beans and take it in. And I wouldn't let them go. And they would then in a backwards explanation, that's what I do when assessing people's energies. So I will reach out and take in some of their energy to make sure that I am protecting myself from their emotional outbursts, and so that I am prepared for them. Now, as I then got older, I did that with everybody, everywhere, all the time. No matter where I was, who I was with, in small groups of people and large groups of people. And it became very draining. And it is very draining. And I'm trying to learn to not take in those energies and to just kind of brush up against them. But it's still a lot of work, and it is still a lot of drain on my energy levels. And so when it gets to nighttime and I don't have to worry about anybody else's energy, and they've all then calmed and they've gone to bed, and instead of their minds going out and their energy going out, they're then reserved and in on themselves, and so I can't access that anymore. So I found the nighttime to be very peaceful, because I wasn't grabbing out anybody else's energy, I wasn't bringing it into myself. I could finally be with myself. But to calm my body down fully and to be able to go to bed, I had to release everybody else's energy, and I had to decompress, and I had to get it out of my system, and I had to understand my emotions that are separate from other people's emotions that I've taken in, or that I've assessed, or that I've noticed, and figure out where I was within myself. And so that took a long time, and which is why I stayed up late, and which is why, I distracted myself when I was up late, and you doom scroll, or I read a book and I'd get immersed in the book instead of, figuring things out for myself, but then I still couldn't sleep afterwards because I still had to release all that energy. And I became a night owl. And it's still so comforting being at night, because there are no other energies around me. There's nobody but me. I'm in a little bubble, and I'm not going out of my bubble, and nobody's coming into my bubble, and I can just breathe, and I can relax, and I can just be me. The only downside to that, however, is that if I am in a bad headspace, or if I'm in a destructive headspace inside that bubble, it becomes trapped, and I become immersed in these overwhelming negative emotions. And when you're by yourself, there's nobody else to pop that bubble, and you are sat with yourself. And for a long time, I couldn't pop that bubble from the inside. So then nighttime became dangerous, or nighttime became hard, and I really missed my night times. I got better, and I was able to understand why those negative emotions were controlling me so much, and why they were overpowering, and all those things. And it is something that only I could do within my bubble. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't have, like, yes, it was very helpful to have someone else pop that bubble and release those negative emotions from my head. But I was the one that needed to do it from the inside. I needed to understand why these negative emotions were taking over so much and why I was in that self-destructive mind space. And so the only reason I was able to get out of that, and the reason that I'm able to get past that now, and when I am at night and it is in my little bubble, the negative emotions don't take over and they're not overwhelming, because of so many things. But one of them being is that you're supposed to feel, and it is human nature to feel and to express your emotions and to have them and to release them. And tomorrow's a new day. There's always going to be something else, and there's always going to be a new thing to look forward to. And if there's not, you can make one. And I found that I could change my point of view and I could change my life in my head for the better. And instead of having these negative emotions control me and overwhelm me, one little thought of, oh well, really helped for some reason. Like, out of all of the what if this happens, what if that happens, what if this, and what if, well, oh well, I can't control that. What I can control is how I deal with it, and what I can control is to, I lost where I was up to. Like, if I can't control it, why am I worrying about it? And if I can control it, why am I worried about it? If I can control the outcome, or at least if I control my reaction to the outcome, why am I controlling it to a negative? I can just control it to a positive instead. You know what I mean? Like, it all comes down to you. And if you're going, well, my mind's fucked, like I can't, well, obviously you can't, because you're putting yourself down. Don't. And like, I know it is very much easier said than done, but when you kind of get to a point where you're like, well, oh well, it's so much lighter and it's so much easier, and you can do it too. It's not like this big thing where you're like, I can't. Well, you can. You're just choosing not to. Or you're self doubting yourself so much that you're not allowing yourself to. But like, why? But why? What if about this? But why are you thinking about it? Can you control it right now? No. Move on to something else. Whoa. That mentality has also almost like has saved me so much, because if I can't control it right now and I can't control it in a couple of days, why am I so stressed about it? You know what I mean? Why am I using up so much of my energy for something that I can't control? And then the other side of that, why am I using up so much energy on something that I can control when I'm not controlling it? If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Do you get where I'm going with this? Like, you know, like when your body is like, oh, I really need some water. Or like, you know, you get dehydrated and you're thirsty, because humans' bodies need water to survive, like almost every other living thing. And you know, like your throat gets a bit dry and your mouth is like a bit, you know what I mean? And you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna drink water. because that's what my body needs, obviously. But what's funny is that some people would be like, nah, I can't be bothered. But like, oh, I'm so thirsty. Go get water then. You're the one that can control that. Go get some water. Oh no, but like, oh, my throat's just like so dry and like, oh, that's how silly some things sound. You can just go get water. You are in control of that. And then if you're like, oh, but what if I end up, like fainting because I'm so dehydrated? But can you control that now? If you went to go get water? Well, yeah, probably. So go control it. Go get water and don't faint. I'm a genius! And you might be thinking, Jelly, that's such a dumb analogy. Obviously, you're gonna go get water. Use that for every other little aspect of your life. But what if this happens? Can you control it? No. Stop stressing. Can you control it now? Well, yeah, I can. Well, then change it so you can control it. Ta-da! Now I need water. Anyways, has my butterfly clip been falling out this whole time? Do you like my butterfly clip? If you've gotten here this far and you say that my butterfly clip is pretty, I will get you a butterfly clip as well. Okay. Anyways, I've gone delusional. Thank you so much for yapping with Jelly and for staying this long. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you learned something, because I honestly don't even know what I learned at this point. It all kind of comes out in one thing. So, toodaloo.